Can you hear me now? Yes, Lynn, can you hear me? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Um, let's see. Lynn, do you want to talk and we'll just make sure we can hear you?
The meeting was called to order at,
Well, I haven't gotten there yet.
I'm just
Okay,
giving you a prompt.
yeah, totally. I will call this meeting to order at 4:01 p.m. We're improving. And we have Brady here and myself and Chom and Kit in person and Lynn, you're by Zoom. Uh, First item on our agenda is to approve the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
I will make a motion to approve the agenda.
Kit moves,
I second.
Chom seconds. And I know I have an addition. And that would be under meeting minutes to make what is not necessarily chronological order, but makes it easy to add is the special meeting minutes of 2/23/26. And I did send those out this afternoon. Okay. Are there any other requests to revise? Okay. All in favor of approving the agenda with the addition of number 5 minutes of 2/23/26, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
And I say aye as well. So, first up are our regular meeting minutes of 2/5/26. Are there, well, I guess we need a motion.
Motion to approve.
Brady moves to approve.
I'll second that.
Kit seconds.
Motion, or this motion, but.
Well, now we have discussion, so if there's any request for revision.
There's a slight typo or slight suggested revision. Is I think I'm trying to recall it. It says something about the 13th special meeting, and it should be a special meeting on the 13th instead of the 13th special meeting. Let's see if we can find it.
Brady moved to hold a special meeting Friday the 13th at 4 p.m.
Yeah, so Brady, Brady moved to table remaining items on today's agenda until the special meeting on the 13th.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So,
Then were you able to hear?
Not well enough to write it down. I heard you corrected the Brady.
okay, so under new business, item number 8, the second meeting minute there, Brady moved to table remaining items on today's agenda until, and it should read until the special meeting on the 13th. Do you get that, Lynn?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm putting that in today's minutes, but do I then need to go back to the other minutes and make that correction as well?
Yeah, we can do that together because we're minute coordinators. So, but just as long as you're noting it here.
Yep, got it.
Okay.
And then we move forward with approval as amended, is that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Are there any other requests for revision? Okay. All in favor of approving as amended, say aye.
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 And I say aye as well. That sounds unanimous to me, Lynn.
Yep, thank you.
And then we have the minutes of 2/13/26. Would a commissioner like to move to approve?
I so move.
Brady moves.
I'll second.
Kit seconds. Are there any requests for revision for those minutes?
No.
Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye. And I say aye as well, so those are approved unanimously, Lynn.
Yes, ma'am.
226.
Okay, motion to approve those minutes.
Okay, Kit moves,
A second.
Brady seconds. Any requests for revisions?
Yeah, I wonder if um the commission would consider adding so the number of public comments have been noted in other minutes. However, under number 3, committee updates, budget committee, um the community feedback that we receive, I wonder if that could also be included as well, just to, be consistent in terms of the number of comments received. And I think it was on 38.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear where you're going with that. I would say that's not actually public comment. That's the result of a survey, so they're different things.
Okay, and yeah, we could say that community feedback, 38 comments, is that okay to add? That's my suggested revision.
Uh,
I don't think it's harmful.
But it wasn't stated
Yeah,
in the meeting that there was this summary of this many comments.
we talked about the number. Yeah.
I guess when we talked about the graph.
Yeah. I just wanted to, like we have different community members expressing comment. I just want to make sure that they feel heard.
I hear that.
Yeah.
It's not public comment, but if you
Yeah,
want,
yeah.
I'm not opposed to including community feedback from 38 individuals.
Where would it go?
Budget committee number 3, after feedback, it would include from 38 individuals.
We don't know how many people submitted, but we had 38 comments. Yeah.
Okay.
So it could be a different number of people, so the number 38 refers to the comments.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, so that would be a move to amend number 3 to include after feedback from 38 individuals. Any other requests? Okay, all in favor of approving as amended, say aye.
I
I say aye as well. Then we have our meeting minutes of 223. Is there a motion?
motion to approve the minutes from 222. Is that
223.
23, thank you.
And
26.
shown seconds. She beat you to it. Are there any requests for revisions? Okay. All in favor of approving as written, say aye.
Aye.
And I say
Aye.
aye as well. So we approve those as well. And now we have come to our agenda item of public comment. I, as chair, will read the little preamble. The Lopez Park and Recreation District welcomes public comment in a fair and orderly manner consistent with Washington's Open Public Meeting Act. Speakers may comment orally or in writing, including remotely when accommodations are requested. To ensure everyone has an equal opportunity, speakers are limited to 3 minutes, and the overall comment period may be time limited. Comment should be respectful and non-disruptive. Public comment is intended to inform the board. Board members will not respond during the comment period, though the chair may provide brief factual information if appropriate. Lack of response does not indicate agreement or disagreement. Comments may be referred for future consideration, staff follow-up, or written response. So at this time, if there's anyone that would like to give public comment, you can raise hands now. We'll do here in person first.
Keeping the list. Okay, Dan.
I think,
That's not
did anyone else? Just Dan?
Yeah.
oh, I didn't see.
Oh,
Okay.
And then anyone else?
Uh,
Megan? Okay, anyone on Zoom? Okay,
Did we check Zoom for raised hands?
I
Yeah,
only see 6 people on there, so.
that's all participants. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
Got you. Yeah, no, that's right. So it's not a webinar. Okay. All right, so we have 3 comments. Are you timing? You good to time? Okay. First will be Dan.
Hi, Dan Post. Thank you for having public comment. And I wish that if a commissioner wanted to respond, they could if they wanted. That's all I have. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan.
30 seconds.
You're good on timer for the next
Yeah,
one?
yeah, I was just making a joke, it wasn't a good joke.
Next will be, Lorna. You're up next, then go ahead and begin.
Laura Reese. Live on Country Road and I live full time here and.
Could you speak up, please?
Oh,
oh, maybe you can come closer so that you can,
Try to talk about it.
okay.
I'm Laura Reese. I have lived here for 22 years and I'm country road off Dill Road. And as I said the last time I was at one of these meetings, I voted for every single school levy and all the time that I've been here, it wouldn't occur to me not to. I voted no for Parks and Rec because I thought it was way too ambitious. Clearly, the island felt the way that way too because it didn't get any funding. I'm really disappointed in choice that you made at the last meeting to go with the most expensive option. I think that I just was really disappointed. It didn't seem to me to be necessary. That's all I guess.
oh, I don't want to cut you off. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah. I think I made my point.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Hey,
Good to go, Kip?
Before we start the timer, I think Brady, you may have some additional comments in an email. And if not, I may be able to get to them. From someone else who was racing to get some public comments in. And I'm ready. Sorry. First of all, thank you, Commissioner, for working in the spirit of compromise to alleviate the public's concern about the initial levy rate and operational costs. I saw a viable, reasonable solution presented last week with an almost 40% reduction in the levy rate from what had been initially discussed. That will provide immediate funding relief to the schools, support working families, and most of all, keep our kids healthy, creative, engaged, and active. I also hope that moving forward, this compromise will result in all of the commissioners working together as a unified front to get this levy passed. Second, I would like to reiterate the urgency. If this levy is not passed now, the school will face very difficult decisions when they must inform the WIAA, which is our athletic association, about our participation in school sports for the 2026-2027 school year. There is widespread agreement, no sports was going to lead to negative enrollments, which is going to further place financial pressure on the school. Okay, and we really need to offer the full range of services and activities that island kids deserve. Finally, I would like to remind those frustrated about their assessed values that Lopez Rec did not set those assessed values. They're not responsible for those assessed values, and they cannot resolve that issue. It is a question to take up with the assessor's office, and perhaps it is time for this community to have a larger conversation about that, which is beyond the scope of what we are trying to accomplish here, which is to solve a problem for the school and stabilize some of the funding issues and take care of our youth, support working families, and strengthen our community and our economy. Thank you.
thank you, Megan.
I do not have emails.
Hang on, let me see if she got it. I don't want to read it necessarily, but I have it.
I mean, it would need to be read into the record like we've done previously by somebody. It doesn't have to be you.
Or some-
Yeah.
This is
Can you say who it is?
Yeah, we need
this
to
is
know.
on behalf of Amanda Slattery
Mhm.
and Tim Slattery. Our family strongly supports the levy to fund the Parks and Recreation District. As a family raising kids in a small remote community, I see every day how limited the opportunities are for our youth. Recreation and enrichment programs aren't just activities to pass the time, they help kids build confidence, teamwork, resilience, and a sense of belonging in their community. We need to think carefully about how much more can be taken away from a generation that has already seen many opportunities disappear to decisions they never had a voice in. I've watched my own kids grow through sports and activities in ways the classroom alone can't provide. They learn how to try, fail, get back up, and keep going, and those lessons stay with them for life. Losing these opportunities would have a cascading effect on our community that is likely to change its dynamics and demographics. Our family strongly supports a levy to fund Lopez Parks and Rec. Tim and Randy Slattery.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim and Amanda.
One last, no other written comments to share, just double checking on that. Nothing in email, okay, and I see no Zoom comments, I think that's the extent of public comment.
Thank you, everyone. We are on to committee updates. The first one here is a communications committee update. We have an official website now, which is exciting, lopezrec.org.
Refresh my memory, communications committee is
Me and Lynn.
Jenny and Lynn, right, okay, thanks.
Yep. And there are approved minutes. And just as a reminder for anyone and for ourselves, we approve minutes at our regular meetings. So sometimes there will be a backlog, as we saw today.
What is the sign?
Yeah.
lopezrec.org. And there's some contact information, including how to submit a public records request and a general contact email where we can receive feedback. And there's any information that like the resolution is up there because it's something that we worked on as a commission and approved.
Yeah, how do we transmit Chom's former website to the new website? Are there things that are missing? What do we need to do?
Well, there's nothing to do there. We have what we need there. Some things will be updated as we got fresh copies of them and such. But we have contact information, we have approved minutes, and there's a calendar there. We'll continue to post to Lopez Rocks because I'd rather have redundancy so people can see it in multiple places. But we'll have agendas there. And
So my next question is for Chom. What do we need to do for your sake to have it only one website?
I would like to direct traffic from my personal website to the official website. And also happy to facilitate any transfer of information that's currently on my personal website to the official website. For example, like the recordings of the meetings. Right now, that's where they are posted. Yeah, happy to work with you. And also I just saw it yesterday and I tried to send a test email to the public records since I'm the public records officer. I'm not sure who's handling that, but I have not received a response, so I'm not sure who has access to that. It would be good to coordinate so that I have access to the email sent to.
it was requested that it go to your email.
I guess my question is, how long before you take your website off?
It's a personal website though. It's not.
Take off Parks and Recreation off with it.
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, I will do that. I will just say.
Parks and Recreation.
Yeah, I will just say that, for Park and Rec official website, I will direct the traffic. I mean, it's not that I have much traffic at all, but whatever little I have, I will direct it to the official website. Yeah.
Okay, so we can have that done before the next meeting?
Yeah. I mean, I can do it. Very easily.
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
As we discussed, that we're only gonna have one website. The other one that I think that would be really helpful to have on there soon is the budget.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to have a cover page that goes with that budget, you know, that we submitted, so I'd like to come up with a draft. You know, because typically the budgets have some cover page that kind of describe what's in it. And pass it on to the communication committee to improve it and have it on there, but I think that would be very helpful for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I would like to also communicate our working budget. That is kind of one of the questions I had for us. How to best do that. We did do a lot of work on that working budget, so
I think it could have a few more, you know, illuminating the other columns, it could have some more detail comments to the column side, it gives it a little more.
right, it would just be the working budget that we're working with.
Just the working budget.
Mhm.
And I think that's really helpful, but I do think it would be helpful to have a cover page that if you don't mind, I'll draft something, then you guys can look at it and see.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, you know, when a levy is approved and we have money, then we will actually approve budgets. Right
Yes,
now, we're
yeah.
just we have a working budget.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Draft working.
A draft working,
Draft,
Do
yeah.
we have to pay for the domain for Lopez Rec?
We do, but we're getting the rest of the creation of it via volunteer.
Okay, but the domain we get for free?
No.
Okay. The only other concern I have is that the Zoom recordings show up on Chris Greason's personal Zoom account.
It is,
And
yeah.
that's problematic, I think, for a
Yeah.
public entity.
Could you take those recordings and put them in like a Google Drive link?
That's already happening. So when I post recordings, it's not Zoom link. It's actually downloaded videos and then uploaded to Google Drive.
Yeah, if
So
you could
it's-
share that Google Drive link.
Yeah. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, if there's a way to have them posted without it indicating a personal Zoom account.
Yeah,
because that
not
feels
anymore.
Questionable.
Or the
No.
past ones too, not anymore, but the past ones as well.
Yeah, all of them now are downloaded videos and then re-uploaded as video, audio files, whatever, then save chat or whatever, yeah. So there's nothing linked back to Chris now.
It
Yeah.
doesn't say his name on the
No.
files.
No,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, okay, I will share. And also, I wonder if it would be good to also post our policies on the website. For example, right now we have one comment, and that is public comment policy. I think that's a good
Yeah, that's
Good
on
thing to
my
have.
list to add to it too,
Yeah.
along with
bylaws that you
the
create.
bylaws. Lynn has gotten me some of the revisions because she's our secretary, so she took our notes from last time. So that once I get that polished up, it can be posted as well.
And the calendar is really mostly just the dates of our meetings.
It is, although calendar events allow you to post, like it's a Google Calendar,
Yeah,
and
but we posted our meeting dates and locations, I assume.
that it's a separate place for the minutes.
But it's on the website.
It's on the website, yeah. But the calendar works like a Google Calendar where we can just create events, and
Okay.
in the text of the Google Calendar, we can put like add agendas to it,
Okay.
and works really well. And kind of updates like that.
And I wonder too if it would be good to also have a list of the commissioners there with
Yes.
who's chair, who's vice chair, whatever. Yeah, I think it's good to just have the officers, listed.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, ultimately, my longer term goal with that is for us to get I'm never going to say it right, Google Workspace,
Mm-hmm.
which does require a little bit of investment, but creates a singular holding entity for all the email exchanges, so that even, in the future, when we're not here and we have other commission members, it's still all in one place.
Right.
It's really important for public records keeping.
So it's the two communications committee members, you and
Lynn.
Jenny and Lynn, who are making decisions about content.
Yeah.
Conversations here. Is that something we need to formalize? Some committees have, I think, agency, and others are, doing research and bringing things back.
Mhm.
I think with communications, if we have to wait for approval every monthly meeting, our website is going to be out of date very quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we need to formalize decision-making
Mhm.
power or.
Yeah, I mean, my view of it is that if you have some questions, bring it back, but otherwise, as Brady's saying, agency to.
Yeah.
do it.
It should only be the business of the board.
Yeah,
So that's where,
but eventually it'll evolve, hopefully.
well,
It's in staff.
in the future, it will evolve to something other. We'll just be a tab on there
Yeah.
of the Board of Commissioners
Okay,
where that information is. Yeah.
well, thanks for doing that.
Yes, thank you.
One other thing on the website, I'm noticing that the calendar, I think, is set for East Coast time.
Oh.
It says our meetings start at 7
Oh.
and go till 9 p.m. and I don't think any of us
Okay.
want that. That happens. I think it's pulling from a Google Calendar. You just have to, set the appropriate time.
Yeah, I feel like it asked me that and I answered it, but clearly not.
And so,
As soon as you get it fixed, it'll be daylight savings time.
and so we have volunteer expertise for updating
Yeah,
until
we get out of the
have
gates with it.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's great. Thank you.
Does it come with, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, does it come with emails on that domain?
There's one, it's like if you go to the contact page, there's like info at.
But we can't yet have brady@lopezrec.org.
We can, but you have to log in through there if you want to send out emails from there. So it's not a Gmail interface.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you could receive one at your Gmail, but then you would have to log in through the website portal to send. Yeah. So that's why Google Workspace is a really workspace. I was going to ask you when I'm saying that word is a really good fit for it because it allows us to work within Gmail.
So eventually that's the
Eventually that's the goal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate the work.
Yeah. Is it done by Stephanie
Mhm.
Gallagher?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so just so we understand the cost invitation, at least we have the cost of the domain name and hosting, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but right now the labor is free.
Being donated.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's awesome.
Yep. So it's a starting point, and we hope to do more work on it. And like I said, we'll also continue to post to Lopez Rocks with our Lopez Rocks Lopez Rec account and post I'll do another at least round of posting our approved minutes on the message board and maybe direct people to our website.
Good idea.
Just to have one more round of that being a consistent place of communication. And then I'll continue to put the calendar updates on there as well, because it's a good community visual.
And it would be good to maybe just have a message on message board that Lopez Rec now has a website or something like that.
I agree.
Maybe after an update of the proposed changes that we have discussed.
Yes, that sounds great. Any other questions or?
Just a thought, if we have some idea, we should just send it on to the committee for the website.
Yeah, you can do one-way communications.
Mhm.
So if you have a suggestion, just send a one-way email to Lynn and I, and then Lynn and I can have a discussion on it.
Okay.
And then
Sure.
again, I'll be conservative on what gets posted there just because I want to ensure it's the business of the board and is not any individual speaking.
Yes.
Sound good, Lynn?
Yes, ma'am.
And on to our elections update. Kit and I have been in contact with elections at the county. An explanatory statement has been submitted. We are in one of those, there's kind of three options for jurisdictions when they submit to the county. It can be you have your attorney submit it, and then they just say, okay, attorney reviewed this. Or in our case, we had a first draft of it that we sent over to the prosecuting attorney for review. So the county ends up being our legal review. So that will occur. Actually, as I was headed in, had somebody reach out.
So that's underway at the county level?
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
Deadline's tomorrow, so
Deadline is tomorrow.
we're one day ahead.
It's true. And we have also provided the advocacy statements. We did some postings looking for a con, but we only had kind of one day.
Yeah.
Kind of posted it before we even knew, just to try and give as much warning. It's tight timelines for the county that way. But individuals have come forth for the con statement and contacted the county. And there have also been volunteers for the pro statement. So that information has been communicated.
And those individuals
county.
will send a pro statement on to the county tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
So these, just so I understand, they, so these are, like, what's our role in the advocacy
Yeah.
statement?
Our role is to solicit interested parties and to act as a liaison to the county providing those interested parties. The county has what do they call it? The San Juan County Elections 2026 Local Voters Guide Administrative Rules for Ballot Measure Statements. So it outlines pretty neatly what our role is and what are the roles of others. So we appoint committees, and then if we don't find committees, it goes to the county to.
So do we need to vote as a commission to appoint the committees? No? Okay,
We just solicited.
okay.
If you're interested.
The county takes it from there.
The county takes it from there.
We don't appoint the con statement, right? People, we try to seek them
Okay,
out.
yeah.
So there's a form in here, the resolution cover sheet, which we submitted. Then there's advocacy committee information. So basically we submit that to the county and then they take it from there.
So we could just kind of pass through the comments without any, I don't know.
Our approval, correct.
Yeah, without approval.
Yeah, it's different when we're
It's contact information.
now we're a commission, we don't touch that.
Okay, got it.
The statements are not fact checked.
No,
We learned that from the last election.
That's
So
true.
it just goes to whatever's written goes to the county and then it gets published in the voters pamphlet.
That is true. So that is underway though. Both of those, both the pro and con committees for and against have been identified.
And those are not something that go on the website. That's just in the voters pamphlet.
Correct.
So
and that,
same with the explanatory statement. That's not a website piece.
Correct.
When we're talking about
Yeah.
So who drafted the explanatory statement?
I drafted it.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it okay to share that so that we
Sure.
all get to see?
Yeah. Yep. The county might come back with revisions on it, but explanatory statements are concise. It basically lays out what was in the resolution and describes the language around like cost impacts. Like it's at 23 cents and by the authority of the RCW and yeah.
so the person that's chairing the pro statement, like the group of three, I just want to make sure I feel assured of not missing the deadline tomorrow. You know, I mean, it's like, they know that. I mean, everything's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That can be follow-up that we could do, but
Yeah.
the deadline is tomorrow for them.
For both statements.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the county knows this.
Yeah.
And the county,
And
the county has their email addresses.
Here.
We got one concert.
So yeah,
The explanatory statement goes also to the county deputy prosecuting attorney?
that is what
That's
goes
it?
to the
Yeah,
prosec, that's the only bit
Yeah.
that goes to the prosecuting
Okay.
attorney. Yeah.
It's just kind of back
And
statement.
Yeah, and there's in that guideline I just referenced, there are specific rules about what's supposed to be in there and how many words and the content of it. A neutrally worded explanatory statement explaining the law regarding the ballot measures as it currently exists and the fiscal effect the ballot measure will have if approved. So I did go through and read about 20 ones that have been published before. So the review of that will be the prosecuting attorney.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's essentially the last touch of that stuff
It is, although I'm in contact with the county.
as a commission,
Yeah.
not as individuals. but
Yeah.
Commission.
Yep.
So is that a statement that comes from the commission or just from the chair? I just want to.
Yeah.
understand.
We were appointed as the
Right.
elections subcommittee, so somebody had to write it, and it was short timeline because it's also due tomorrow.
Yeah,
So it's not, there's not a lot of narrative in
it's
it.
just facts.
Just
And
facts.
it's what's pulled from the resolution.
Yeah.
So it references the interlocal agreement with the school. And I did get back from the county today as well, and I can send a email kind of once I get the things that are officially in it, I'll send it out. But the ballot title, which is basically the question that is in there.
Mhm.
And so they get our resolution, and then they create the ballot title from that.
They mean.
The prosecuting attorney in the elections office put that together for the voter pamphlet.
Or probably from April 15th, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds about right though.
20th, yeah,
Mhm.
about right.
So there are quick turnarounds, and so far we're meeting our deadlines.
Yes.
Good job.
Yeah,
Going here. It's Monday. No, we didn't get it.
yeah. So is there anything else that we wanted to say on that?
Yeah, I'm curious about the ballot cost.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't know if we should discuss it here or later when we talk about.
segues really nicely into our next agenda.
Okay, good.
So that is something to address, but are there any other questions about about elections?
Thanks for doing it.
Well, thank you. Kit's been tracking all the things we needed to do for them. The handy guide. Moving on in our agenda on that, there's a fundraising discussion. So as a backdrop to this, as a commission, we cannot, in our role as a commission, promote any proposition for or against. Now, there are some caveats with that, but the easiest way to make sure we're staying in line with that is to just know that as a commission, we are not promoting for or against a
And
proposition.
using it, telephone, posting.
It's mainly about the physical resources of.
The good thing is we have zero.
I know we don't have any resources yet, but anyway, that's what it's mainly about. But a way to make sure we're staying within our legal obligations is to not use our time in a meeting or with our role as commissioners to.
I think it's appropriate to read what the attorney said on what we can do.
I'd be interested in hearing.
Sure, yeah.
I sent it out to them, but I think that might be good for the public. I'm sorry, I turned that on. Give me a second.
Yeah, I'll just kind of review what a resource for us, which is on MRSC, supporting opposing ballot measures and candidates. So again, MRSC is our kind of local legal, it's not local, our Washington State legal guidance for public jurisdictions. And when we have insurance, they'll actually talk talk to us and give us direct advice, but for now, jurisdictions to understand how to apply them. And they specifically have one here on supporting opposing ballot measures and candidates, talking about what we can and cannot do. We cannot support specific candidates, but that's not here. We can't use.
Could come up, like if there's somebody running for office and they ask for an endorsement from the Parks and Rec Commission, is that an example of what we can't do?
We couldn't do that as a commission. Now, you do as an individual, as long as you're clear and you're not in the forum of a public meeting or something, but as an individual, we're able to express our own opinions.
Yeah, I'll read, but it's more important for everybody to hear, you know, what we can do. So he said the things we can't do, which we described it. The attorney from CSD, our pro bono attorney, said that said, each of you as individuals, when you are not on Parks and Recreation District time or in the Parks and Recreation District facilities, have the right as citizens to utilize your own money, funds raised, and your personal time to encourage people to vote through any means you want. This could be door-to-door campaigning, paying for and putting up yard signs, sending out direct mailers, doing radio interviews, sending in letters to the editor, etc. Emails, you know, that whole thing. When doing that, though, it is important that the commissioners indicate they are speaking for themselves and not representing that this is the official position of the Parks and Recreation District, or that they are speaking as a commissioner for the Parks and Recreation District.
Yep.
That's what we can do.
So MRSC says the same thing. Can an official or employee make a statement in support of or in opposition to a ballot proposition at an open press conference or in response to a specific inquiry? If the individual makes it clear that they're speaking for themselves and not behalf of the local government they represent, the press conference is not held in a public facility or otherwise uses public resources.
That was your question.
So, for example, our website being the property of the commission, we would not support or oppose. There are some other caveats, like if we wanted to provide equal time for both opposition and support.
Well, what I think is tough for us, because I envision that we do a public meeting. Can't do that.
As a commission.
Yeah, in a commission.
We can give
Factual statements, but
factual statements.
Yeah.
We can answer questions, but we can't promote any,
yeah,
you know, for or against on a ballot.
it's just cleaner to not do it. I mean, that's what Seth was saying, you know. Holding public meeting, you know, upper part saying it's not a good idea.
So can the website say that a Lopez Rec levy for 23 cents will be on the April ballot?
We have our approved resolution on there.
But it's 4 clicks to get to it. Can the banner be? I mean, is that legal? I'm not asking design wise.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
we can ask that question, you know, if that's what we want to do.
Because it's not.
I think
it's
so.
not
I mean,
promoting.
because,
It
yeah,
would be a neutral.
it's
It's
a
just be
factual,
stating a
yeah.
fact. We're going
I
on
mean,
the April ballot.
you can't say vote for the levy, but you can say vote.
Yeah.
Please vote. So no, that's legal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But that's kind of we're in the position that we're, you know, it was.
we could provide factual information on the
Yeah.
website.
So that feels acceptable.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Working budget can be on there. Our resolution certainly can be on there.
I mean, again, it's just some people don't want to click 4 clicks into
Yeah.
our website. Can we
Right.
Mm-hmm.
make that on the homepage? Because that's the biggest thing we're doing
It is.
is going to the ballot.
Yep.
And I've come across people all the time who aren't aware
Mhm.
that we passed that resolution.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We could also put a message board on Lopez Rocks with the resolution. And just the very, brief description of it places the levy on the ballot in April.
Yeah,
That's a good
that's a good idea.
Organizations, is that the one that has it? broken into categories.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Okay,
Posting the resolution again is not advocating, it's just
Mhm.
facts.
Mhm.
it's very true.
Yeah.
Okay. And I can include the link to Lopez Rec with that.
Yeah,
Lopez Rec and Lopez Rocks have the same initials.
so I think the title of our new business fundraising discussion is, we have to fundraise outside of the commission.
Well, no, there's kind of two different things. So we have some financial responsibility as a commission to pay for the ballot costs, which were estimated at 15,000. Is that correct? Because county is sharing
Like up to 15,000.
up to 15,000. The county is sharing those costs with us. I don't know if since then other jurisdictions are also going to be on the April ballot. So we are by law able to receive donations. The donations can be earmarked for specific things, and if we use them for those purposes, we can use them, and if we don't use them for those earmarked reasons, we have to return them.
Return to the original donor who provided money.
If somebody said, I'm giving you $1,000 to make a bench with my name on it, and we weren't able to do that, then we would return the donation. So if they're donated with a specific purpose, we have to use it for that purpose. They are tax deductible. That's an IRS designation.
Donations to the Parks and Rec District.
Donations to public entities are considered tax deductible. There is some IRS paperwork if they want to claim that donation.
Similar to the school.
It's the same law, actually.
I'm not sure I asked Seth that specific question.
Yes, absolutely. You can
You can raise money for paying
receiving donations. There's a whole
for the levy. Okay.
thing on there. Some districts have really specific RCWs. There's not one specific to us, but there's general applications of it. It is considered best practice to eventually have a policy that describes how we receive donations. There's a bunch of sample ones on MRSC. A lot of those are, more than what we are doing right now. But you can have sponsorships that are paid sponsorships. I noticed some of our neighboring districts do that.
Maybe we could, since we are the policy committee, maybe we could work on that.
That would be a good first policy.
Yeah.
We have, our next regular meeting is April 2nd, so it'd be still in advance of paying for a ballot, for example, so it'd be good to have a policy. I think we have to do two touches.
Yeah.
I guess do we for policy?
Yeah, we should.
We should. Okay.
That's always best practice.
So we do the first touch on April 2nd.
Unless it's drafted before and we have a special meeting before then, but yeah. We don't have to have a policy in order to accept them, but it is recommended as a best practice. And so as we're developing policies, that might be one to accelerate to the top of the list.
Yeah.
I think we would want to, policies can be updated and changed over time to adjust to our needs. So an initial policy might just clearly delineate kind of roles and responsibilities and what we do with it. And there's a whole bunch of sample ones on there.
Yeah.
And looking at some of them, I was like, well, that's way too complex for what we're doing. Yeah. But others are more applicable.
And just so I understand, so this is fundraising, meaning like we would like advertise on website, or like what's the activity that would raise funds? Like what
That's
exactly?
A really good question. Yeah. It would be great to fundraise for our initial operations. What that looks like, I don't really know.
Can we do it as a commission? We have to avoid a quorum, like,
No, there's nothing on that. I mean, people can just give donations to the school. Now, how we solicit that, we could make a donations button on our webpage.
You know, it was successful, the GoFundMe was,
I don't think we would do a GoFundMe in this circumstance, but we could certainly have a donations button.
how do we? Because we have to be really careful, because we can't have any money donation that goes towards,
Well, we're not promoting for or against on anything,
right,
but we do have operational business costs.
yeah.
So if somebody wanted to donate for our operational costs, that would be,
would that include the cost of the ballot?
yeah.
Is that?
Somebody could say, I'm giving you $15,000 for the cost of the April ballot. And we would say, thank you.
Yeah.
Are you raising your hand, Alex? We are allowed to receive donations. There's nothing to say we can't solicit them either. We just have to very clearly not, promote any
One side
proposition.
or the other on the vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
In the process of that solicitation. But we do have operational costs. It would be great to have a kickstart of funds for getting us out of the gates. That would be wonderful.
Next items on the agenda that are gonna cost us some money.
Yeah.
Small money, but money nevertheless, so yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm concerned about the operations, but I'm certainly way more concerned about the big number, the levy. You know, it's easier, I think, before than after. And, my hopes are that it passes, then we have no worry, because they can deduct the kind of.
Yeah, we could add a donations button to the website. I don't see anything
But
wrong
that
with
would have to be linked to a bank account. I guess that's next.
That's one of the next things on here.
There's no roadmap for districts that are formed and not funded.
It's very true. It is, there really is not, there's a whole bunch of language and RCWs around what you do when you already have approved funds but there's no direction on how to get things out of the gates.
Yeah.
So, I think it's doing our best to catch up quickly with our responsibilities
Within the RCWs.
within the RCWs.
But
Yeah.
even if the levy passes, is not until April, right? That we actually have revenues from the levy
In 2027.
in 2027.
Yeah, but the county can be deducted from your levy. They're paying for the cost of the election.
Oh, really?
Huh?
Yeah,
Can you say that again?
the levy passes,
Uh-huh.
they will deduct that in 2027 from the cost of our election, 15,000.
Meaning we don't have to pay them, they just deduct.
That's one of the ways we can do
Uh-huh. So we don't,
it. Say that, I hope that happens,
Did you, let's have a follow-up
to make sure that's the case.
to ensure that's the case.
Yeah, that been long before, so.
Well, no, I mean, that
Yeah,
would be,
I've heard that, I know I talked to. Maybe Camelin, but I think it could have been Colstaff.
Mhm.
But somebody said you can deduct that. So, yeah, follow up for sure.
But we're on the fundraising discussion agenda item, and the ideal would be that we are able to fundraise.
Yes.
Cover the cost of the bill.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ideal.
That would be the ideal.
Mhm.
Do you agree, John? That it would be the ideal to use donated funds to cover the cost of the ballot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just making sure, because if we're gonna try and make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm
Now
not
is
sure
the
we're
time.
all on
Yeah.
board. Yeah.
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 Having some funds for our initial operational costs would alleviate a lot of complexity from the work we're doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have a question.
Ellen,
In light of what Kit just said, when would the bill come due to pay for the ballot?
Yeah, it comes after the election has been processed, so they kind of tabulate all their expenses at the end and then assign proportional cost to each district.
And that's why they don't give you a hard number now. That's why we're hearing it up to 15 and sometimes we're hearing 11. They would know by now what's on the ballot because the deadlines have passed. So
Mhm.
Camelin would know what's going to be on the April ballot.
Yeah,
It might be better able to estimate what
yeah,
prorated cost would be for a Lopez Island item versus a county item.
yeah. Kit,
So
do you want to
that
kind of
gets
note our
rolled out.
questions for the county?
Yeah,
Is can elections?
Like you said, we don't know if something else is on the ballot. But
It's
Camelin,
true.
Camelin would know, and that would.
are you talking about this one, the
Updated
April?
cost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
thought we had that from Cal, so that estimated that, because the county was going, that our estimate was $15,000.
That was before the deadline to file.
It's
right?
true.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if anyone.
Yeah,
Just making
Good
sure
point.
something
Yeah, no,
else filed.
yeah.
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 That was just knowing that the county was going to be on it.
And I think I caught, when we finished, I thought the cost of the election and how we pay it is fairly open. I haven't heard any, and much more than that from Cameron. So I think that would be helpful, but is there a deadline to pay it? Is there?
Well, that's what
Payments
we can
can-
get. We can get a timeline from her.
My understanding previously was there needed to be a commitment from somebody willing to put the.
That was a different thing.
That was a committee, yeah, when we're
That
a
was a
committee.
different thing.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
We're on the hook with the district.
Yeah.
Money.
So maybe the bill will come like May after the election, results have come out.
We'll follow up and see.
We'll
get that.
get better information on that timeline.
No, but I just wanna understand, so then we'll be like, sorry, we have no money until, and so like, I guess,
You'll work with us, hopefully.
so I guess we need, that's what
It's a leap of faith.
you are trying to
Yeah.
figure out with the county.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
terms of like what we need to do in order
When
to,
will we know the exact amount?
Yeah.
And how long do we have to pay it? And what are some options?
Mhm.
Is really the question.
Yeah.
Well, the real problem is if the levy doesn't pass, then we have to come up with the cash at some point. Whereas if the levy passes, that buys us some time to either use what we're going to get or for more fundraising.
Mhm. Those are two different scenarios with different consequences.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. If the levy does pass to, I know other districts have done this. When the, levy funds haven't been collected yet, is to get, a loan, a bridge loan is a very common.
Yeah.
I think the hospital district did
They
that.
did, yeah, I talked to, and it's even in RCW. that
Oh,
says
a
that.
bridge loan,
Yeah,
with
so,
another government entity.
yeah,
or just a bank.
yeah,
A bank.
there's lots of different ways, but.
Using the passage of the levy as collateral.
Yeah.
Like they know there's
Yeah.
incoming revenue, it's just the bridge to that incoming
Correct.
revenue.
I think if you're getting a loan from a bank, they would be more likely to give you a loan if they knew.
Yeah, you're actually gonna get things.
But
Yeah.
there's maybe other options available too. There are, I know, Orcas initially got a loan from their port district. Port district had saved funds and gave them a loan and got to charge interest on it. And so there's interagency loans.
So it sounds like we need an elections update and a fundraising, like many of these items on today's agenda would be on next month's
Yeah.
agenda.
Kit, maybe you and I could follow up with those options too, in terms of loans.
Yeah,
As kind of, all right, is that okay that we include that in our scope of the information? Okay.
Yeah.
be nice to know loans and what the interest rate is.
Right,
I
yeah.
think that, I've heard that it's like real low, there's government loans out there,
Mm-hmm.
but don't know.
You guys, Claudia told me that somebody needed help with documents or something. Is anything committed?
No. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
So I think getting a place where we can receive donations I think is a great idea. I would love to see us have a little bit of availability of funds. I think that's kind of a good next step.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Do we?
I move we open up a bank account.
Yeah, okay. So that's number 9. And Kit moves that we open a bank account. Is there a second?
A second.
Brady beat you, Lynn.
Okay.
Is it okay? I ask questions about that?
Yeah, no, that's
As a
what we got.
As a treasurer,
Yeah.
you know,
But
and this
just
is brand new.
Just to be clear, what happens is a motion, a second, and then discussion
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Exactly,
So, yeah.
exactly. I think there was, I heard a second already, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah, so my understanding is that that the treasurer of the county is actually serving as our banker, right?
That's only for the levy, not for other things.
Not for, well, but
No, yeah, they write checks like for vendors and that kind of thing.
Yeah, they're not a bank account
Yeah,
for us.
It's, yeah,
but there's a RCW that says that
they are essentially the treasurer for all the special districts.
right,
Yeah.
and you know and
That's like the head treasurer. We're down here.
yeah, so yeah, just wanna understand that a
Yeah.
little bit more. But you know, there's an RCW that says that expenditures must be made through the county. So basically, there's like the words, if I remember correctly, warrants and vouchers. So like for expenses, maybe the school district is doing the same thing where, you know, for expenses, you have vouchers to pay for expenditure, and then you submit to the county, and then the county auditor then issues warrants, basically checks to pay for expenses.
That is not the process for the school.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not my
County's
understanding.
involved in certain circumstances, especially when there's bonds, levies, capital projects, that sort of thing involved.
Mhm.
And then they audit sort of the day-to-day.
Mm-hmm.
But the school has several bank accounts for different purposes attached to different lines in the budget, with Banner Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And
So I think, John, since you are a treasurer, thanks for
Right.
taking that on.
Yeah.
That would behoove you to contact the county treasurer and talk to them and tell them we're a fledgling, you know, probably know about us, that we're no money, but we're an entity. And you know, what are we doing correctly? And to do it correctly, what do we need to do?
that's a good person to have start a relationship
Yeah.
with if you don't have one already.
And the second is Department of Revenue, to talk to them because they're the audit group, so that you don't do something wrong. So those two things, I think, is wise.
Mm-hmm.
You're treasurer though, so you can do what you want.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
And if
trying
you
to-
gather information and want to do a report, you can always, well, you can give it like a one direction email, or you could also have at a
Mhm.
public meeting.
But
if we
it
wanted to
makes
ask
sense, I mean, I think it makes sense that you bring that back at the next meeting. We put that on the agenda, you
Mhm.
know, the update on what the procedures are for the county and for the state, so we're off on the right step.
Yeah,
Opening a bank account doesn't preclude us from opening, that doesn't preclude us from opening a bank account,
Yeah.
$50 or whatever.
but like, how do you go about? It's like you show up to the bank.
Mhm.
Normally, let's say for a nonprofit, you know, you have.
3 hours if you're going to ban.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
Yeah,
but
so how it
Yeah,
works
long
is,
process.
we're gonna ask you and Jenny to go there and open a bank account.
Yeah.
so we need like a resolution
We
or like
would take
meeting
the
minutes?
minutes of of this meeting that shows that we moved to approve that action of setting up a bank account. And we would set it up. That's my understanding.
They're gonna want co-signers.
Mhm.
So
I think
two
just-
people probably
yeah,
have to
that's
go
what we
over,
did.
or else you take away signature cards and go back, but I
Yeah.
think you wanna ideally take the two signers.
I would say the treasurer and the chair should be the two
Yeah.
signers.
Yeah, that's kind of what we did with the committee.
Yeah, and that expenditures require two signatures.
Mhm.
That's the check and balance.
Yeah.
And the control of the bank account is totally entirely independent of the county.
Yeah, when you
I
talk
don't know.
when you talk.
Okay, I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to
Contact
figure
us.
that.
Yeah.
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 Maybe I'll find online, but I would still suggest talking to him.
Yeah.
Your resistance.
Yeah.
No, I did actually call,
Oh, good.
but I just didn't get a return call yet.
Yeah.
Good,
I
good.
called both auditor and I left a message. I didn't talk to anybody.
You
I just
won't
left a
get a call
message.
back tomorrow.
No.
No.
So we're talking
Yeah,
Monday.
yeah,
after.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So I think there's a motion first and second.
There's a first, do we want to amend that motion to include that Chom and myself
Yes.
open that account at
Yes.
Banner Bank?
Yes. That is the
So
motion.
the motion is to open a bank account at Banner Bank with treasurer and chair as co-signers.
Yes. Would you like us to set that account up requiring 2 signatures?
Yes.
Okay.
That makes real.
Require both signatures.
And then I guess I don't need to make a motion, but just come back to us at the April meeting with what you found, or you can write it back to us in an email, just a one-word email. In terms of the treasurer from the county and treasurer or the
Auditor,
state auditor, what we have to do.
state auditor, not county auditor.
No, the state does the audit for all districts.
But the auditor is, the county auditor is like the other leg of the treasurer. I think they work together.
Yeah, we'll talk to them and say they don't generally, from my experience, the state audit is a separate entity. And
Yeah, they're separate entities.
So do I need, it seems like I have 3 touch points at least, treasurer, county auditor, and state auditor.
Mhm. The auditor is creating the rules around how levy funds are collected, and the treasurer would be dispersing those funds.
Mhm.
I think that to clarify, as the county auditors, this is our treasurer, is that correct? I can't remember what the name.
No,
It's the state, it's the treasurer of the.
County
Yeah.
auditor is also looking at, like
it's an
in charge of
elected
our
role, actually.
accounting
Cosette.
too.
Yeah, but they're in the RCW, it says they are our treasurer. What department, who is that? In RCW, it says the county treasurer.
I think so.
Yeah. And that's, I don't
For
think.
example, when I reached out to John Colseth on a question about the levy, I forget what the question was now. Maybe when we would actually see the funds.
Yeah,
And he was happy to answer questions about the levy, but he said, you'd have to talk to the treasurer to see when you actually get your first funds. So it's the auditor is auditing the properties, assessing values, putting out the various levy rates, and then saying, okay, it's time to collect it. And then the treasurer is dispersing.
yeah, and I think from contact, so to me, what Sean, you should do is contact the county treasurer and say, we're a new entity, we're the Parks and Recreation District, we have no money, but we have some operating expenses and we want to raise some funds to have that be. What do I do? We're opening a bank account. What's the proper procedure?
Yeah.
And then the same with a state auditor, whatever, I'm not sure if it's treasurer.
The state auditor is down the road.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying, to me, it's like to make sure you're doing the procedures for checks, because it's typically staff done, but now it's us. and that's
Yeah,
all.
it would be good to reach out to the
So we
state
just have
auditor,
to
actually.
get started the right way.
Yeah.
Is it based on our fundraising discussion, is it appropriate for an individual to donate $50 to seed a bank account? Because they won't open one
Sure.
with nothing in it, I think.
Sure. Yes.
And can that be anyone, incling a commissioner as a
I
private
don't see why
citizen?
not. Yeah.
Okay.
Take off your hat and walk outside and give the dollars.
Something like that.
I was planning on making a
Yeah.
donation to the
If you go in to open the account,
Yes.
it would
Yeah, that's what we did
bring
last
2
time.
hats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Write a personal check
Yes.
and then say I'm now commissioner and.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you if that's the case. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Sure. Has to be open with some sort of funds.
Yes.
How much is that?
I don't know what their minimum is. I don't think it's
About
particularly.
$50, I think.
Yeah.
There's a monthly expense that
Yeah.
comes with it.
Service charge,
Yeah,
yeah.
service charge, so we have to have some money to do so.
We talk with them about our options because they always have 6 different accounts you can open.
Mhm.
And we are just opening one?
Yes.
Okay. and-
So it might come with a savings account, checking account.
Thank you.
Yeah. My understanding, talking to Kim, on Orcas, the director of Orcas, is that they have 3 bank accounts.
Mhm.
Account receivables, account payable,
Uh-huh.
and payroll.
Yep.
I guess, it seems like they have to keep them very distinct and separate, and they are all linked to the county accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we
Yeah,
will have a lot of finding out.
that's
Yeah.
that's about a year from now. Well, yeah, I'm hoping.
No, I mean, we are opening one right now.
Yeah, but we're
I
not
think
gonna
we need
payroll.
to,
Not
I know
now.
that, yeah, but
But
I think
ask-
we need to, yeah, we need to figure
Talk to
out
the
like the
experts.
mechanics of linking to the county, and how that is
Yeah,
done.
yeah, when you talk to them, ask that whole.
Okay. Do we want to put a timeline on that? Joan, are you available next week for us to go do that?
I feel like I would love to get some clarity from the treasurer.
Mhm.
And I initiated contact. Hopefully I get some response back on, part of my questioning too is like, how do we go about this in a proper way, set it up, right? Because we may also need to first initiate that we have a line item in the county treasurer's accounting system too, so that we can link.
But find out, I
Okay.
don't think so, but.
Well, we will.
The goal of next week seems
Yeah.
like what we're talking about.
So
Yeah.
my hope is to get clarity from treasurer next week, and then we can move from there.
Okay, so part of our role as opening that bank account would be due diligence for making sure it's opened
Yeah.
according to
Mhm.
how
Yeah,
to best do it. Okay, so
Still a motion.
it is all in favor of approving the opening of the bank account with the chair and treasurer being signers on that account and with pending information gathered.
Mhm.
Say aye.
I
Aye. Okay, so that passes.
I have a,
And
may I ask a question?
yes, then we'll want to note that in our minutes so that we can bring that to the bank. I know that that will be required.
Right, and so, you did not say some of what I thought we amended it to, and that was that we wanted the account to require
Two signatures.
signatures going forward.
Yes, and to require 2 signatures.
Mhm.
Are we all in agreement?
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for bringing that back up. Treasurer Chom, Chair Jenny, require 2 signatures in consult with the county.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. These things so naturally go hand in hand because when we go to the bank, they're going to want an address. Would a commissioner like to move that we open a PO box?
I just closed one, so yeah, I'll open it.
So you move that we open a PO box. So Kit moves.
And probably at this point, the smallest we can do, I think it's $138.
We need a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brady seconds.
Thanks, Brady.
Yeah, I didn't even fight him on that one.
I have when we're ready for discussion.
We're ready for discussion.
I have a PO box that I got as a candidate. I don't use it. It's good until July. It's one of the small ones. It's prepaid through July. So
Okay.
I'm happy to, it's paid annually. I'm happy to donate the cost of the PO box from now until July.
Okay.
If I can.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I think so.
there's a paper that transfers ownership of the box that they gave me at the post office.
Got it.
So
What's the
So
number?
you would transfer the ownership to,
business organization use.
great.
And then it would have all of the commissioners' names and we'd all get a key. Or
Okay.
whoever wants a key, you get a key. You
Okay.
don't necessarily have to
Okay,
have a
Jenny.
key, but we could, all 5 commissioners could have access or fewer.
Yeah,
Okay.
It is through July 31st
That would be great.
just curious remembering.
and it's 24.
Okay.
It's one of the small ones, but
Yeah.
this would go now to whoever, I guess, chair or whoever's going to go to the post office. And
Yeah, I think I opened it last time, so treasurer probably gets designated to get that.
We could have a two items.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
Yes.
Make a motion, we transfer the PO box
Be able to do that independently,
online.
but I'll at least get two
I mean,
keys.
they
Do they
know-
require two people? I don't think
No,
so.
no.
I'll
And they,
do
and
that.
they know that I mean, I left a note with Steve. He knows and helping with this process that someone's gonna come in and
Okay,
turn in the form and claim ownership of the box.
Okay.
You want a motion?
If we have.
so we had a motion to open a PO box and a second, and now it's been amended to include transferring an existing one to the Park and Rec.
The only concern would be if that's not allowable. Because it's a gift of,
No,
you know, it's a donation.
Yeah, it's a
whatever.
donation. Yeah, that's what, it's a donation. And we're using it for business. There's nothing. We're not, it's no. Like saying we're for the levy or against the levy. It's nothing. That's what's clear as
I
me.
mean, I'm happy to do it. I just don't wanna, you know, make this. Approve this motion without knowing that it can be done.
Well, we're gonna be donating $50. That's, you know, that's, and I believe, Tom, that is the money we raise stays with us. The money that the county raises, it stays with them until we ask them to disperse it. So you'll find.
Yeah,
out.
I'll find out, yeah.
I'll attach the receipt Steve gave, because that
Okay.
was also the thing that he said would indicate that we'd had this conversation in case he forgets.
Okay, I will, pending our approval of this motion, proceed with that, and then if a different process is needed, I will.
And part of the discussion too is that we need a policy for how we check the box and how we show the contents, if we all have access.
PO box policy.
Yeah, or just mail, whatever, yeah, whatever it is, but we do need, so policy committee, add that to your list.
Okay. All in favor of moving to open a PO box with ideally the transfer of an existing one for the commission, and I will personally be doing it, say aye.
Hi.
Hi.
And I say aye as well. Okay, all these things that seem like they're gonna be real easy. Can we open a PO box? And it takes lots of.
Oh, but I do have a question. So after July, what happens when we have no money? I guess it depends.
Well, we'll raise some funds.
We'll
Okay.
address that at that
Okay,
juncture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say when we have no money.
Well, starting after July, then, we have to come up with, funds.
$38.
Actually,
I got you.
and
Okay.
There's ongoing questions
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
how to do the basic business of a
when we have no
entity
money.
with no money to do it. So, levy outreach planning, the mailer, only private citizens can really do that. So, there has been a little bit of interest expressed on it.
Mhm.
And, individuals can advocate as they wish. So that's kind of the update on that.
Mean for a mailer?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, if it's an individual, it can advocate for the passage.
Yes.
Okay.
And we are individuals when we're not doing commission business.
That is how it goes. Public meeting, we could hold one to just provide factual information, but again, it's a little difficult to do that.
Individuals can though, right?
Right.
So like a commissioner can do a dinner party or
Yes.
like
Yeah.
Harry does
But
coffee.
you,
with
and just
Gary.
make sure you're saying you're not
You're
acting
not a
as a commissioner.
Yeah.
And you're not representing the commission.
Can
and the board as
two
well.
commissioners do it? Like, is
Yes.
it just as long as that's below a quorum?
Ideally, it would always be two
Yeah.
commissioners, but you would just have to be very intentional within that. If your meeting is two commissioners, to say, we're not promoting, but we can answer factual information.
Oh, no, I'm talking
Yeah.
about meetings where you're advocating
Yeah.
for the passage.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think that's.
As long as you don't have a quorum and you're
Yeah,
clear on.
Right, for open public meetings, yeah, so two is max, but yes, from what the attorney said, when you're not doing business with the commission. And we're out in the street, we can do it, it's like.
Yeah.
It's, the First Amendment.
Yeah, well, and that law substantially exists to prevent use of public funds for that advocacy. So,
Like if we got the community center
If we owned this building and we're promoting it in this
Yeah.
building, that would be a clear violation.
Got it. Okay.
So just be very clear to act. Preface every statement encouraging one way or the other as I'm an individual citizen. Any more discussion on that?
No.
Okay. Tech support for meetings. Brady, you have the next 3 items is.
Next week, okay,
Mhm.
yeah. Tech support for meetings is just like every time we have a meeting, we show up 10 minutes beforehand and scramble to figure out Zoom. Wouldn't it be nice if we had, I don't have a solution, I wanted to make it a conversation item. How do we solicit support, volunteer, because we don't have staff,
Yeah,
to make sure that we are able to use an owl and have a Zoom meeting where all parties feel included. Without using, like a laptop that is owned by a different organization, because that could create the appearance of a conflict of interest.
yeah.
So any thoughts about who might be tech support for our meetings going forward?
I've talked to Becca's husband, can't think of his name, sorry, but he does for the county and he seems too busy, so I think that's like short story is about I've asked one person. Great Hamilton.
Yeah. I would love a magical fairy to come be our tech support.
I would like the ferry to also have us at a permanent place.
Yes.
That would be nice.
So that might help.
Okay, so I guess, and there's no action I expected. I just wanted to broach that because I feel like I've been trying to make that happen, and that infringes on my ability to be a part of the meeting.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And it has for anyone who's hosting the Zoom or screen sharing. And so
Mhm.
Yeah.
we really need a solution because we want anyone who wants to attend in person or remote
Yeah,
to be able
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So can we commit to asking around
Yeah.
between now and looking at April 2nd as our next meeting and saying,
That'd be nice,
here's our
yeah.
schedule of regular meetings, maybe that's all we're asking them
Mhm.
for, first Thursday, 4 o'clock for the next 6 months. Do you think you commit to coming a half an hour early and
Could we
bringing a
do a
laptop
Lopez?
and setting up a Zoom?
Mhm.
Basically, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about with tech support, not other things, but really just
Right.
Zoom.
Could we maybe even like do a Lopez Rock post or something, seeking volunteers?
It's generally just keep it in mind and ask people that you know.
I mean, let's start with that
Yeah.
as phase one, just to ask around, because I think sometimes if you post things, you get more than you need, and then you have to decide. I don't know. Let's just try and ask first.
Yeah.
And then we can post or seek it broader net. Ask people to know.
Mhm.
That would be my advice, but I just wanted to make sure that was on people's radars because not everyone. I mean, you don't even show up with a laptop, so I don't even know why you're engaging in this conversation.
What's a laptop?
But it is, for those who have, I guess the three of us mostly, and I know Lynn, you do on your end when you're remote, like you have to have your tech stuff in order. And it is hard to have an agenda and
Right.
Zoom
yeah.
and if you want to project something else. So
John kept asking me what I was writing. She didn't know what paper was.
No, but if you have an extra laptop, maybe next time we could.
Maybe. I gotta ask the boss.
well, I mean, that would be a device, but I wouldn't trust Kit for text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Bring on.
Not me, but
no, but we have maybe try doing it out. Yeah, I think it would be nice to have a computer that's a little bit further away so it can, capture
One more
more
thing.
than one person.
Yeah.
for
That would be a nice way to have the Zoom. It's also nice to have us individually on there.
I'll ask.
Okay.
yeah, let's ask around and seek that support.
Okay.
I can hear Kit's voice, but I have no proof he's really there.
What'd you say then? Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Next item.
Okay. Lopez Rec logo design contest.
So Lopez Rec doesn't have a logo.
True.
We are a district now. And so my thought was let's have a logo design contest. It raises awareness of the district. It gets something that is you know, like they do with Saturday Market every year. It's not a poster, it would be a graphic logo. There'd have to be some expectations around its, you know, universal use and whether it can be enlarged or be made smaller.
Yeah,
and
black
still
and
be
white.
readable and yeah.
And
I mean, those exist, like logo specifications exist. You know, throwing out the idea, I think we have a lot of community members that, you know, would dabble in that, give it
Yeah.
a thought. And then I don't know how we decide, but we do need a logo. And
so maybe
it ain't gonna design it.
Yeah, no. I have somebody that knows somebody.
Well, I think, I mean, I think tapping shoulders of folks we know who might be interested.
I like the idea. Yeah, I think it's great.
And then a you know, priorly agreed upon process for how we decide on which one would be the.
So why don't we I'd be glad to work with it unless somebody else wants to, and we could get, you know, kind of start with a criteria of what we're thinking about, like an entry form kind of draft.
Yeah.
And then we can bring it back to the group.
Okay.
You know, I think that makes some sense, and I always enjoy working with you. So
Okay.
yeah.
Will we offer a prize?
Well, you kind of it's
Monetary prize.
Yeah.
The invoice for the ballot.
Yes, I like that.
You win. It's a surprise.
No, that sounds great. So
Yeah, I like
I don't know that we need a formal motion, but it sounds like a great idea, and you two working on it together would be great. Okay.
Thanks.
Event co-sponsorship requests.
So I've had some outreach. I don't know if anyone else has had any outreach from organizations that want to partner with Lopez Rec to sponsor or co-sponsor events. Right now, it's, you know, everyone knows we have no money, so the sponsorship requests are not for funding. They're just for, I guess, name recognition and possibly commissioner labor and or commissioner
Volunteers.
finding volunteer labor to support events. So far, Joe Ingram at Ogden, they're planning a 100th anniversary of Ogden County Park, and they want to do either a baseball, softball, or kickball game on that field there. It's been there for many years, Dan. You can probably attest to that. We have old-timey photos of baseball players out there, and so Joe's idea is for the centennial for Ogden that the Rangers will run all events except for the baseball, softball, or kickball game that would happen on the field. So they're looking for Lopez Rec to
What date is it again?
It will be in July. They have not finalized the
Okay.
date yet, and
Okay.
so they wanted to know if we would be willing to take that one aspect of the event and manage it, and in exchange for being listed with whatever logo we might have on the advertising for the event, the publicity for the event.
And it's in July?
It's in July. The next one is that the PAC took on the 4th of July fun run when the Lions Club disbanded. The PAC has reached out to ask if Lopez Rec would be interested in co-sponsoring the 4th of July fun run. I think going along with that, if Lopez Rec wants a parade in the 4th of July parade, a float rather in the 4th of July parade. So putting that out there.
There's a lot going on in July.
It's a lot in July, but I mean, that's peak season for events,
So,
recreational events.
Question on the fun run. What does the PAC anticipate they'll do, and what would we do?
Not yet decided. They are. It is a official run in its best form. Last year they transferred ownership from Lions to the PAC, and they didn't have time to register with the national organization that keeps track of your times and that gives you the little timers that you tie to your
Because some people want
shoelaces.
to be timed when they run.
They do. And when you pay your entry fee, you know, you can charge more, but you can also, you know, it feels like it draws more if you're an official race. So I think the PAC has managed to do that part of it, make sure it is an official race, but they need, you know, race marshals and that sort of thing. And so they need additional labor. PAC is a small group.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact they seek volunteers and don't always get them.
What's going through my brain is that if we pass, I'm super motivated after April, we'll know.
Yeah.
And I have put on like 50 run events. We've been consulting for them. So if they're interested in handing it to us, it's not a big fundraiser, but a fundraiser. That could be, you know, but if they're not, it's still, you wanna help.
Yeah, we didn't talk about like finances because we don't have anything to offer. We didn't
Right.
talk about money or how
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
might be.
But
If there is,
the entry fees pay for it, it's a money making.
it is a revenue generator for
That's
the
all
PAC.
I'm saying.
It was for the Lions Club.
Yeah.
And now it is for
Yeah.
the PAC. But yeah, I hear you. I mean, that would be the part of
So
the
let's-
conversation if we
For me,
agree
it's
we want to.
after April, I'll tell you.
Okay. That seems, I mean, I agree. July's far enough away that we can say,
Yeah,
depending on,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, at a certain point, I would say yes, keep following up with them. At a certain point, there's probably a formalization around that would require commissioner
Yeah.
approval, but for now, just keep
Yeah.
Okay.
pursuing that.
The Lopez School 85th anniversary is in October of this year. It's now the homecoming. So it's the second week of October. I mean, that committee has asked if Lopez Rec would be interested in being a co-sponsor. There's multiple events envisioned for that weekend, including like either a volleyball tournament on the grass or a soccer tournament that's come up. A lot of alumni have said we'd like to come back and form a team and beat the students.
Yes.
But they, you know, that
Medic
is-
will be on site.
we were talking about all those, pulled hamstrings, right and left. As we were talking about all those things in the committee, though, it was clear the committee is not the group that would put on something like that.
Oh, got it.
We would need, another organization, and so they wanted me to bring that to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's October, so that also can certainly wait till April. The last one is sooner. The Canoe Landing Gathering of Eagles is May 17th. That's Lummi and Samish Nation and other tribes come together. There's 2 canoes from Hawaii with young people in one canoe, and they want to know if they. I mean, it might be too late to join their publicity materials, but they would like Lopez Rec to be involved somehow. They're trying to really make it a.
I saw last
It's
year.
a beautiful
It's
event
just
if you
good.
haven't gone. Yeah, I find it very powerful. I've gone the last 2 years.
Mhm.
The canoe landing it's not 100 canoes, so it doesn't feel, overwhelming and beautiful. It's not like this tremendous amount of canoes, but they do a circle up on the beach, and the ancestors are there. I feel them. And so, I mean, I'll be there no matter what, but I would be excited for Lopez Rec to be a partner with the Gathering of Eagles.
What's the date again? Sorry.
May 17 is the landing. The potluck will be that night at the community center. There's a dinner on Sunday the 18th, and then they ride out with the tide at 7 a.m. on Monday the 19th.
Yeah, just what this makes me think is all the partnerships we can create once and if we get funded. It's just another example. And these are just a few that we're touching. That it's value added, not copying something else. It's like partnership.
Yeah, partnership.
They all sound great to me.
The May 17th is just, like they want a decision soon. If I don't know what involvement looks like. So I think what I would suggest we do is I tell them that I will make sure all the commissioners know about it and specifically invite commissioners to attend. Either the landing or the potluck or both. It's a wonderful day.
Yep.
And attend as commissioners so that you can interact with Freddie and other tribal members and make sure they know who you are. With the hope of. You have the room? Oh, 5:30. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oh.
But, Did you hear that, Lynn? The room's booked.
You are so lucky. Adjournment is the next item on the agenda.
adjourn. I'm down on the event sponsorship request. Yeah. I second your motion to adjourn.
Okay, Kit moves to adjourn.
I
Brady second. All in favor of adjourning at 5:35 p.m. Say aye.
Aye.
Okay. The meeting is adjourned at 5:35 p.m.
Yeah, Brian, maybe we can do tech support at the beginning and.
I think we just found our volunteer.